Hey all and welcome back for another HellfireComms Patreon Quick Look. Today we're taking a look at Soul Calibur VI for the PlayStation 4. This was commissioned by LokiVex and we're going to play through a little bit of the story, Soul Chronicle.
Two Let's Players walk into a playthrough. Will their swords clash or will they fall?
You can't be Paul St. Peter without getting a bit dramatic.
It's the narrator is the absolute best part of Soul Calibur. Ignore the gameplay, ignore the characters. It's all about that narrator overly dramatizing every single moment.
History hides away more than one truth. I still remember, here he goes by the way, I still remember when they announced this. Do your souls still burn? What a lad. What a mad lad.
Well, that was the question after Soul Calibur V was met with kind of middling reception.
Yeah.
It wasn't that it was a bad game gameplay-wise, but it was they did the thing of, okay, we're gonna jump ahead in the timeline and scrap half the characters you like. Oh, but here's the cool replacement. What if the ninja now was like a young teen girl? What if it was a young guy instead of Cassandra, who was the worst? Patroclus is the worst. He's the absolute worst it's ever been. So for this, they said, okay, we're gonna go back to the beginning. This is actually recapping right now Soul Blade.
Oh.
Or rather, yeah, Soul Edge, the first game. And then this is a remake of the first Soul Calibur.
And lodged into her body, causing near mortal wounds.
So you just hate when that happens. You try to take down evil and evil takes down you?
It's just like, come on, let me do my job, man.
Suddenly, there appeared a ninja known as Taki.
Suddenly a ninja!
Enter, pursued by a ninja.
In a battle to the death before
So it is interesting that they decided to do a timeline reboot to be like, okay, this is a good place for people to jump in, but they didn't go to the start of the timeline. They kind of went to the second game, which is even more confusing because the second game is named the first game. Oh man, fighting game timelines, am I right?
Yeah, when I actually booted up the game, these cutscenes started playing, so I skipped those. This is my first time viewing these, and yeah, I know all about Nightmare and whatnot. He wants souls, but perhaps you should just have a Coke instead.
You're not you when you're hungry, Siegfried. Eat a Snickers.
So we actually have pretty important guest characters in this game. We have Geralt, described here as the ablest and most famous of witches, and we also have 2B from Nier Automata.
Yes, 2B does not appear in the main story mode. I think she has a few couple, like, story-ish missions. Basically, the way story mode works for this game is there's one general story, and then every character has about 2 or 3 missions that is, what are they doing at this time?
Okay.
Because, like, 90% of the cast doesn't appear in the main story mode. They're all doing stuff, but for the most part, it follows the main canon journey here about the Ling Shengsu tragedy.
Aw, I don't know what that is, so this will be fun to discover.
Well, you'll get to learn, because even I didn't know. It's one of those things where it's like, if you ask someone what the story of Street Fighter 3 is, they'd look at you and they'd say, the what now?
A book within a temple, inside a mountain range.
So how do you like visual novels?
I could do without them most days, but if this is the way they want to tell their story, fine, I suppose there's nothing wrong with it.
The main story mode here is usually sort of visual novel stills with voice acting. There is gameplay. It's not like it's some other games where they just cut out the gameplay entirely.
Yeah. I have played a little bit of Soul Calibur before, mostly 2. Funnily enough, being NTOM64, Nintendo_Tom64, I have never played the GameCube version, so I don't think I've actually even had a taste of Link and his Master Sword smacking down Ivy with that very Spank-like combo.
He's kind of really, really good, because when you have a game where everyone just uses weapons and no real magic, and then you have a guy coming out throwing boomerangs, bombs, and arrows, he's banned, pretty much, because It's a little strong.
Krita Yuga. Oh, okay. They'll say it for me. I needn't embarrass myself with pronunciation.
Yeah, so basically it is literally the 3 sacred treasures from Kid Icarus. Because that's what they're based off of, like in the past.
Shanglen was also designated bearer of Devapara Yuga, a sacred mirror.
So I might as well tell you now, sort of, some gameplay hints, because you're going to need them when you get into the battles here. Basically, this game runs off of a 4-button gameplay style, with square being horizontal strikes, triangle being vertical, circle being kick, and X being guard. That's pretty much all you need to know. It works off of Smash Bros. Style, where it's you press a direction and a button to do a different thing. Unlike Smash Bros., you can't be holding the direction then press it. You have to press them at the same time. You can also do combinations. If you were to press square and triangle, I like to call it the do weird stuff button, because you just do weird stuff. It's like, for example, if you press square and triangle up with Yoshimitsu, he flies like a helicopter. So, basically it's directions with buttons or combinations of buttons. It's fairly easy, and that's why it is super mash friendly, because you can mash and do weird stuff.
Well, I'm gonna mash and do weird stuff, mate, so that's how I play fighting games.
That's totally understandable. I mean, that's how I learned to play Soul Calibur. If you mash enough, eventually you'll learn to control the mash.
Bit of gravy on there, some sausages, boom. Got yourself a good meal. This art is lovely, by the way, so I'm not really too peeved that there aren't, like, proper cutscenes and whatnot outside of the ones we've seen already.
No, it's really good, and it's much better than what they did for Soul Calibur V, which for its story mode, it just ended up looking like unfinished storyboards. They weren't even colored. They were, like, beige and black.
Oh no.
Like, it was meant to look like watercolory stuff, but it looked unfinished, and then it came out later like, yeah, that was like a quarter of the story mode we had planned, and it's not even like what we fully envisioned. And it's like, well, that sounds good.
That I'm a sacred bearer just like you.
Yeah, I think I remember playing a teeny bit of Killick with his staff and whatnot, so this is probably the best character I could have gone with to start, outside of the samurai dude.
He is pretty much the actual main character of the series, which is kind of weird because he wasn't even really playable in 5, the last one. He was in the game, but he was the character who you would pick him, and he would randomly choose a character's moveset. Because they have a couple of those where it's like a character whose whole moveset is, you choose them and you get a random moveset each match. So that was his role, which is, it's sort of like, imagine them putting Ryu in Street Fighter, but when you click him, you could get him playing as M. Bison, or you could get him playing as a boxer. It's like, it's weird. It was a weird choice. Soul Calibur V, in general, weird.
What have I done?
Oh, I just wanted power, but now I have glower. Look at him glowering.
Look at this, create a character we're gonna have to fight.
You're not wrong.
It's funny because a lot of the parts and stuff were in the last game, so people were looking and they'd see the NPC portraits and they're like, I'm gonna fight you because I can make you in the character creator.
Oh, and have people ever been creating stuff with this game's surprisingly robust character creation system? I've seen 2B made, like, literally before she was announced for the game. I've seen, like, Beautiful Joe and stuff like that.
And it's interesting because it's not even that different of a character creator from the last game. It's just that it's in a more better, you know, recognized game.
Oh yeah. This is fun. I'm not doing it with any skill yet, but hey, maybe that's what the game expects of me.
So the only thing I'd really recommend is if they're on the ground, do a down attack, because you'll actually hit them on the ground while they're on the ground.
Hey, I can play video games by mashing. He only took a sliver off.
I mean, to be fair, I think I played it with, like, guarding and stuff, and I think he did more damage to me.
Oh, did you try to play it like a traditional fighter then, with like?
Yeah, I did, cause I'm gonna get into the Yomi, the mind of the opponent, and it didn't really work out.
Oh no! Now I have to take out the not GF.
That feel when GF get possessed. Oh, and I love they do the Sonic Adventure 2 thing of writing out the, like, kiais, so you'll hear them yell Teria and all that. It's the best.
No!
Led?
Now who will I ice cream with? It's got fucking Shion here.
It's just funny that, like, they don't even let you battle her. It's like, nope, she's gone. That's it.
Oh, well, at least I got those museum entries. Ooh. Well, time to move on, I guess.
Yep, and we get to meet a character who was the final boss of the previous game.
Ooh. Hello.
There he is.
Did you save me?
Wait till we hear his name because it's hilarious.
Okay.
You have yet to recover from
Mysterious old man. Mom.
rest.
See, that name would be fine, and then you hear his actual name, and you're like, oh, you probably really like Shadow the Hedgehog and Kill la Kill.
Oh no.
Understand?
I think you can get where it's going.
Well, we shall see. It is implied that things are happening. That was like, what, a night ago? In-game time, it was like 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, you gotta remember. Anime loves its flashbacks.
Sure does.
Loves it.
No? So who's got the blue thingamabove?
Well, that blue thing is actually Soul Calibur.
Save me.
So, we don't know where the other ones are right now. We have the Mystic Bow Staff as well as the Mirror. We're wearing them.
Okay.
But the Soul Calibur, originally, it was the girl there that died, whose name we already forgot because she's so not important. She had it, but now it's gone. I wonder who's gonna pick it up. Would be awkward if it was like her sister or something, who's the exact same as this girl, and would cause awkward tensions.
I'm hearing what you're saying, I'm smelling what you're stepping in, mate, and it all sounds like anime bullshit to me, but I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
You are being protected.
So yeah, the thing across his chest, the green thing, it's supposed to be a mirror, and I think it's a thing that's lost in translation because you can't really see yourself back in it.
He told Killick about the evil seed.
So, okay, here's something interesting. They're talking about the evil seed, which is basically when Nightmare became Nightmare, it kind of like planted the seeds of evil onto the world.
Right.
That was not a plot point in Soul Calibur 1, 2, or 3. That was something that only came about in the later games, but now when they're retelling this one, they're like, yeah, now we're going to actually put it in so that it makes sense, because it came out of nowhere in 5. And so now they're like, okay, we're going to make it fully canon there. It is actually like a timeline reset, too. There's stuff in this that wouldn't have made sense in the actual canon of it that they're fixing up, which is nice.
But perhaps
I mean, if you care about fighting game story canon.
I do! I'm a freak! That's why I was so hyped when they announced the Subspace Emissary.
to become a
Okay, that's different. Like, that's a crossover game, but if you were to be like, what's the story of King of Fighters 2001? It's like, the what?
She told me.
I don't play King of Fighters, so...
Her own hands.
It's okay, no one else does.
Life so I could live. That leaves me only one choice.
I will become a Ninja Turtle. I always liked Donnie, and the way he does machines.
of his karma.
Well, I've seen a custom Ninja Turtle made in this game, and they are terrifying.
Yikes.
Because to make the heads, they basically use huge apples that they expand out to become the head, and then long, thin ones to become the lips. It's bad, but it looks not bad in motion. Oh, there's his name.
Edgemaster. Alright. This is Flame's ultimate fate, I suppose.
Oh, it's great. So yeah, he was the final boss in the original Soul Edge, and then he ended up being just a secret character in later ones, where again you pick him, and his whole thing is he's the master of all weapons. So he would always get a random character's moveset. There's been a couple of those in the games.
Yet to succumb is because of Devapara Yuga's power.
Just throwing a lot of terminology at me here, honestly.
Oh yeah, they're you gotta know all the Yugas there.
Yes, master.
So one interesting thing is, and they did this with Tekken 7 as well, the guest characters are now canon. So, like, Geralt in here canonically comes through the portal and does some stuff in his story mode with helping a certain character do some stuff. And 2B canonically is one of the potential futures, because remember, Nier Automata takes place in like 22,000, right?
You must fight
so
this bear!
Yeah, you gotta fight it. Just grab it and lariat it. But it's like, it's one of the potential futures of this universe. Just like in Tekken 7, they're like, yeah, Akuma was just there and did stuff during the Tekken 7 story. Speaking of a mysterious stranger.
I see. Organization 13's come to play.
It's oh, I gotta rearrange his name now to see what his nobody name would be.
Alright, what you got for me?
So this is, I mean, we're supposed to know by looking at his fighting style who this mysterious stranger actually is, but I think you can take a good guess.
Battle 1. Fight.
Well, we'll see.
There's only one character who uses two swords, but one of them is sheathed like this.
Yikes.
It's Jerry of the River.
There we go. Ooh, getting a bit of lag on my capture here. I hope that's not desynced everything.
It might also be the game itself. It sometimes has, in between rounds, it will sometimes have a bit of jittering, but of course you don't want that mid-match, so it never happens mid-match.
Man, I fucked his shit up.
Jumping and hitting with a stick seems pretty good. I mean, swords and stuff, you can do some finesse, but nothing's better than a good stick whacking.
Oh, I really should have blocked more, but I just like hitting guys with sticks.
There's going to be some great out-of-context stuff people can take from this.
Yeah?
There is also a super button, which I think is your L2.
Oh, that was R2. Should have pressed that.
Oh, well, you lost your meter, but that's okay. There'll be time.
Ah, that was cool.
I guess there's also throws you can do. I think that's done with X and square at the same time, which is the universal fighting game input for grabs. And they are pretty powerful. When me and my friend would play this game, we banned throws when we were kids because they seemed so broken, because you could just run up and do it, and it would take a chunk of life out, which is not as bad as that one recent Smash Bros. Rule list that's been going around. I'm sure you've seen it.
No, actually. Regale me.
Oh my god. So there's a local tournaments set list for rules that is the worst. Let me pull it up here because it is... I love fighting game fans. They're the best because they make arbitrary rule sets that have to be enforced. And okay, so here it is. It's called Smash Bros. Extreme. So... no swearing, no eating or drinking near the TV, no talking, no taunting, no items except Pokeballs and Smash Balls, which are set to medium. Master Balls are too powerful, not allowed. There's only about 10 stages allowed. You're not allowed to spike or gimp, so if a character is thrown off the stage, you're not allowed to jump down and do anything to them, because it's not respectful. You're not allowed to switch characters for the entire tournament. You're not allowed to directionally air dodge because it is a bad system. All Echo Fighters are banned because of the fact that they confuse the opponents and don't add anything to the game. Bayonetta's banned because she's too strong. Game & Watch because he's hard to see and the randomness of his side B ruins competitiveness. Duck Hunt because he is spam and not fun to play against, and then in brackets, sorry Kyle. Pokemon Trainers banned because of the rule about switching characters mid-match. These moves are now banned.
Oh my god.
All counter-attacks down Bs because they are unfair and unfun. Snake side B because it is impossible to avoid, that's his rocket there, and unfair. Isabel's side B because it is annoying and unfair. Shulk's B, the Monado, because it changes its stats and basically makes him a different character, which counts as character switching and is not allowed.
No, it fucking doesn't.
Greninja's side B because it lets you teleport, which is way too good, and be used to unfairly sneak up to and away from your opponents. all up Bs on the stage, because up B moves are only for recovering, and use them to hit or avoid your opponent is not how they were designed. You're not allowed to spam projectiles or smash attacks. You are allowed 15 each, and a tournament organizer will be counting, and if you go over by 1, it is an immediate game loss. No complaining about the rules, in brackets, that includes you, Kyle.
Who is this Kyle? What has he done that was so bad that warranted these rules?
I don't want to know, but I feel like Kyle is the Jiren of this universe.
This is him, it's Kyle.
Guess you're in luck, 'cause that's
Oh, I love these pirates. They talk like good old RPG pirates.
I warned you. I'm gonna finish off this chapter, and then I think I'll have had my fill of hitting things with sticks.
Sure, why
Well,
not?
one thing we can do for just a little bit of final LP funsies here is we can go to the character creator,
Oh, Lord.
and if we go to the part where we get to see other people's creations, we can probably get a few fun ones live on the camera here.
Okay, man, okay.
What the?
Thankfully, they've been really upping their system of making sure nothing that's inappropriate is put up there, because you can do some surprisingly intricate stuff.
Damn. You leave me no choice.
Well, since you asked for it, mate, I'm gonna have to take out Dio's vampire minion with the power of Hamon.
You're not even wrong. Well, I mean, there is a character who kind of does a really cool JoJo reference. He has time stop, and then he does a bunch of stuff with his scythe, and then he resumes time, and they all hit, and you're like, whoa, hey, JoJo.
Yeah. Alright, he is just a sword man. Cool, I've got a long-range weapon, this is fine.
Yeah, he's using Mitsurugi's moveset, who is the samurai man there. So, yeah, all the created characters use the pre-done movesets. There was in Soul Calibur 3, and then there was 1 in 5 of a exclusive moveset for created characters, which was kind of cool. The 1 in 5 was you made him play as Jin from Tekken, which is cool. You get to punch around. But there was like they actually reused Link's moveset in 3 as the sword and shield style, which was cool. But it was also on PlayStation, and you're like, ooh, that could have been spicy if they left some code in that said Link. But
Yeah.
there you go.
I win! I have become winner of stick!
You're the Stick Diddler King.
Oh no, I don't like that.
You saved me. Even us.
Yeah, save me and me landlubber friends.
Thanks, man.
I'm not a good pirate, I'm sorry.
Sure.
You know what? It's understand. Oh, the only people who can do pirate voices are actual pirates in real life.
Takes me back to that night. The
I've
shadow
met
upon my
people
soul.
that I talk to them and I look at them and I say to myself, "You are a pirate."
Am I strong
Does the theme song play in the back of your mind?
A little bit. Man, remember those long forgotten internet days? Oh, it's so nice.
Well, they're long forgotten for a reason, mate, so...
All right, we'll be heading off to not the Indian port, but to the the wonderful user-created hub there. So you're going to want to head to the main menu and go to Creation, where we'll get to see that.
You realise I was profound enough to head to Creation. What the hell is this?
So this is the story mode menu here, like I said. So these are all the character stories, like I said, that you get to follow every individual one there. So we're going to want to head to the option that says, because there's a specific path you have to go. Yeah, just saying, hey, you get to make your own OCs. Don't make them weird. You want to head to Customize. You want to hit the button at the top there, L1 or whatever. There you go. So you're going to click on that.
Dum 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 dum.
And it does load them one at a time. So the first...
Jesus!
Well, that's the first one we get is Knuckles there.
Oh no. Ooh, Alucard, eh?
Ooh, let's see this.
Oh, that Alucard.
Oh, not that Alucard. Yeah, no, it's the worst Alucard. I wanted the cool Alucard.
That's good though, that's good, I like that.
Yeah, that looks good. Just not the better Alucard.
Destro? Oh, yeah, so it's close from what I know of Destro.
Who's Destro?
I think he's DC, I'm not sure honestly, it could be...
Oh, yeah, he's the Red Lantern guy. Right, I think. Or I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
You're thinking of Sinestro and he was a Yellow Lantern.
Oh, well, that's embarrassing.
why did you just make Tacky? That's great, don't get me wrong, but...
Well, I think it's because this is an because you can also upload your alternate costumes for characters, so they just took off, she has a face mask in this one, so they took off the face mask, because they're like, no, I want to see her beautiful face, she is my waifu.
Ooh, Predator, oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, a little bit beefier than what I would have made him, but you got the arm shoulder cannon, yeah.
This is Predator Prime, mate.
I like how you have the turtle shell for the head there. That was pretty good.
Kratos.
Is it Beard Kratos? Ah, it's original. Which is funny because Kratos was in Soul Calibur.
Yes, he was. That's not bad.
He was in the PSP one. That's pretty good. They had a good moveset for him in the previous game, which was using 2 axes.
I don't know if this is like an OC or not, but it's a pretty well made one.
I mean, hey, this is one of the best color schemes on an OC I've seen. I've seen some real bad ones.
Oh, yeah.
Just like make it all bright.
Baz?
Is it?
It is!
Yeah, feel the thunder!
Oh, and then feel the sadness.
Oh, it's fine. He lives on in our souls.
And in the Soul Calibur VI create a character system. I'm going to do like a few more of these, because we could be here forever, otherwise.
We got an Ivy costume. Oh, it's, Jam from, Guilty Gear. Jam Kuraudoberry.
Huh. Not bad.
Bit weird they made it as an alt costume for Ivy and not just say create a character, but hey. Is this... That looks like an OC.
It looks like a Fire Emblem character, honestly.
Yeah, not a bad one, if I'm gonna be real. Like, it's not too bad.
Either way, that's pretty good.
You can tell it's not a Fire Emblem character, though, because he doesn't have blue hair.
Shut up, Tanner, Jesus.
Another... Well, this is another one that someone made a costume for another character and not just a separate character. This is apparently Tira on her in her emo phase.
Goblin Slayer.
From the anime Goblin Slayer.
That's great.
There you go. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. Like the way they got the face there with the, I think they just covered it all in black and then put a red apple for the eye to make it look like a popping out eye.
Cassandra.
She's apparently might be one of the next DLC characters, the sister of Sophitia. The Ken to the Ryu.
I'm gonna do 3 more, so...
Alright, let's see.
Oh god, Miku.
Hatsune Mike! There he is.
Pigtails could be longer.
Yeah, they just kind of use the preset ones. I would use big crescent moons, which are an option there to make it look good. Stephanie, the girl I go to school with.
Huh. Not sure about that one, honestly. And the last one we're getting is...
Oh, please be good. Please be a good one.
Not me!
Okay. Little edgy, little edgy.
If you tore away at my skin, you'd eventually find this lurking underneath. This is not me. Oh, what the hell, one more.
One more. We gotta get a good one for the end.
Trinity. Oh, like...
Oh, we gotta just OC again. Someone's weird, like, military OC.
Come on, give me a good one. What?
Oh. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Haha. It's a little cursed.
I don't like this, Tanner. I don't like this at all.
I don't. I feel the colors are so bright.
Alright, we're just gonna run away now. Run away and forget the past. Let it die if you have to. Alright guys, that was Soul Calibur VI, and this was once again commissioned by Lurky Rex. If you want to see more of this, be it a stream or just some kind of like impromptu multiplayer matches and whatnot, let us know. And if you've got any creative character stuff that you've done, feel free to let us know in the comments as well. And if you want your own HFC Patreon Quick Look, you can commission it by going to patreon.com/HellfireComms. Every penny helps support the group, whether it be paying co-comms or, you know, just helping like me to pay the bills that keep the groups running or purchase equipment, etc. And thank you very much for your support in 2018 and 2019 going forward. See you next time for another HFC Patreon Quick Look. Bye bye.